जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री सदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is 2nd of October. It is Wednesday and it is Ashwini Masa or Padmanabha Masa, Krishna Paksham and Amavasya Tithi. So there is one event. It is a Sarva Pitru Amavasya. So on this day, one has to offer Tarpanas to his forefathers, Pindas and Tarpanas to the forefathers. So there are few lines from ISKCON.com. It is very useful. I think we did for in the previous years as well. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Sri Narasimha himself recommends performing of Shraddha ceremony by his devotee Prahlada after delivering Hiranyakashipu. So Lord Narasimha recommends Kurutvam Preta Krityani Pituhu Potasya Sarvashaha Madanga Sparshanena Anga Lokan Yasati Suprajaha. So what does this mean? My dear child, your father has already been purified just by the touch of my body at the time of his death. That is, Pituhu Pituhu Potasya Sarvashaha Potasya. He is already purified. So nonetheless, the duty of a son is to perform the Shraddha ritualistic ceremony after his father's death, so that his father may be promoted to a planetary system where he may become a good citizen and devotee. So this is Lokanyasiti Suprajaha. So whenever the forefathers he departed to the different planet systems, he become a good citizen, even if he goes to the spiritual planets as well. So here the Lord recommends, even though he is by touching his body, Hiranyakshipu was purified, but still Lord recommends. Although the Lord himself states that by his touch Hiranyakshipu is liberated, still the Lord advises Prahlada to perform Shraddha ceremony. This highlights the importance of the performing Shraddha. So a man when born in this world is born with Pancharuna, the 5 depths. One is the Pitruruna, second is the Maturuna, third is Devaruna, fourth is Rishiruna, 5 is the Bhotaruna. Pitruruna gets cleared when the child performs the final rituals of the father upon his demise. He is free from the debt of the father. And Matruruna does not get cleared at all. One can never repay what a mother does to his child. We are all ever indebted to a mother for having brought us into this world, bearing all the pain and nourishing us selflessly. Devaruna is cleared by performing our duties as worship. Rishirana is cleared when we make correct usage of our knowledge and teach it to enable discipline. Both runa can be cleared only by proper use of materials made available to us by God, whether it is a fire, water, air, house, utensils, and grain and other objects. Not, by not polluting them and respecting them in its correct usage, avoiding abuse and ill distribution. There is one more Manushya Runam, also as Matruna cannot be cleared, maybe giving fire to the Chitta gives her peace, but even doing Shraddha Karma gives peace. Pitrus, when satisfied, bless their family with good progeny, long life, fortune, and all opulences. What you are doing is very good, appreciated by all Pitrus and Devatas and Gurus also. But it is a Nitya Karma, not Shraddha Karma. So performing Shraddha is a part of obeying Dharma as per science of Dharma. Ancestors' souls become satisfied only after receiving Pinda and water from their son. The son protects his ancestors' souls from the hell named uh, Put. Therefore, the Lord Brahma himself has named him as Putra. Putra is a name of Putra is a name of hell. You come across in these types of hells described in the Garuda Purana. A son who performs Shraddha Karma, offering ancestors water until Amavasya. Pitru can be satisfied and ascend to higher planets. So that is about but there is a also Prabhupada sometimes mentions this Deva Rishi Bhut Aptanunam Pitrunam Nakinkaro Nayam Rajan Sarvatmanaya Saranam Saranyam Gato Mukundam Parihritya Kartum. One who has given up all material duties and has taken full shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, who offers shelter to all, is not indebted to the demigods, great sages, ordinary living beings, relatives, friends, mankind, or even one's forefathers who has passed away. Since all such classes of living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one who has surrendered to the Lord's service has no need to serve such persons separately. So this is the verse. But here the devotees who are still in the Grihastha still in the Vanaprastha one has to carry out these duties very respectively, carefully. So Krishna has performed this kind of duties during that one of the Amavasya came. So there is solar eclipse. At the time also Krishna did that one. And then in the during the Lord Ramchandra did it for Dasharatha. And also he recommended Vibhishana to do that. So there are so many. So because we are all, as long as we are in except he is not a sannyasi. Unless he is a sannyasi, he must perform this Pitru Tarpana, these Pindas and Tarpanas. So these are all our scriptural injunctions. If he's a sannyasi means he does not have any association with the family and home, everything. So he has given up everything and surrendered to the Supreme Lord. So for him, there is no duty who has surrendered. So this is Sarvatmanaya Saranam Saranyam Gato Mukundam Parivritya Kartum. But otherwise, one has to perform as Lord Narasimha says to Prahlad Maharaj. Kurutvam Preta Kurutyani Pituhu Potasya Sarvashaha. So that is for Lokanyasati Suprajaha. When we perform that Pitru Tarpana, they will be pleased and bless the family and their children. So we are all here existing within these bodies. The reason is they have done so much of sacrifice for us. Okay, that is from the events perspective. So today is, and also in the Bhaktivedanta manner, so there is some events are going on for the Pitru Sarva Amavasya. So devotees are advised to bring whoever wanted to offer these tarpanas one kalasha water pot, the medium size of 700 ml, and a bowl with wide mouth with capacity of 2 liters up to 2 and third one is up to 2 liters of water bottled one, and fourth is one bunch of flowers, a white and yellow only, and a mat or blanket to sit on, a self-standing framed picture of the departed family members we are offering puja for. And then please remember the full names of all the departed souls. You will be offering Shraddha and up to 3 generations of your family members. So there is no cost for this ceremony. So devotees who have got an opportunity living in and around Bhaktivedanta manor, they can take and then bring all these items. Go to the temple there in the Goshala, they are going to do this puja. And also there in the Sankalpa, Pitru Tarpana, offering water to the ancestors, and Go Puja, feeding of the cows. So these are all mentioned as part of this is Sarva Pitru Amavasya or Mahalaya Amavasya, honoring the ancestors with gratitude. And some kind of charities are also given, feeding the Brahmins and cows, donations for the uh, food and water, and fasting until the rituals are completed, and recitation of the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are recommended. And there is one small pastime of about this Pitru Paksha. So once upon a time, once the it related to the Mahabharata epic. So once upon a time, the Karna. So once he was left his body, and then he was ascending to the heavenly planets. At the time, he was given a food of the gold and the diamonds and all the precious jewels as a food. And then he was asking, "What is this? You are offering me this kind of thing." Then Yamadharmaraja says, "Because you have done all kinds of charities like gold and jewels, you have given everything, but you have never given the food and water to anyone." But immediately, Karna, so he asked a permission from Yamadharmaraja that if you give permission, I will go and do it, because he wanted to selflessly at the time. Uh, Selflessly in the sense, of course, that is kind of a again mitigation, but Yamadharmaraja gives 15 days. Inspired by Karna's devotion and loyalty, Yama gave him 15 days in which he could give tarpanas to his ancestors. The period became to be known as Pitru Paksha, when he offered food, water, and prayers to appease our departed ancestors. So likewise, this is a small incident with Karna and Mahabharata. Okay, so that is from the events perspective. We shall quickly move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Lord Brahma speaking to Narada Muni, so far he has glorified the Supreme Personality of Godhead, starting from explaining all the incarnations and the Lord being the from the Purusha Sukta, Vishwarupa form, and then all his energies and his incarnations, and then concluding devotional service under his devotees and the abode of the Lord and the path of devotional service. And if we render devotional service, that is all eternal, like the living entity that he has mentioned, either material or spiritual, everything is auspicious in dovetailing with Krishna if we perform the activities. So everything under control of the Supreme Lord Hari. Likewise, there is nothing beyond Hari. Likewise, Brahma, he has concluded the glories of the Lord. सोऽयं ते अभिहितः तात भगवान् विश्वभावनः समासेन हरेः न अन्यत् अन्यस्मात् सदसच्चयत्. So there is nothing beyond Hari. Everything is Hari. So likewise, Brahma said to Narada Muni. So that is how he concluded. And later on, after concluding the glories of the Supreme Lord, he mentions, "O Narada, O my dear child, whatever I have spoken to you so far, very briefly, all the glories of the Supreme Lord. So what you need to do, you just take this knowledge and spread it to the further and expand and explain more uh, clearly." Likewise, Brahma is saying to Narada Muni. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 7, verse number 51. इदं भागवतं नाम यन्मे भगवतोदितं सङ्ग्रहोऽयं विभूतीनां त्वम् एतद्विपुलीकुरु. Idam Bhagavatam Nama. Idam Bhagavatam Nama. So this the signs of God with the name Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the signs of God. So that is called Bhagavatam. Idam Bhagavatam Nama. Yenme Bhagavatoditam. That which unto me. Yenme Bhagavatoditam. Bhagavata Uditam. So it was spoken by the Lord to me. Yenme Bhagavata Uditam. Bhagavata is the by the personality of Godhead, Buddhitam, enlightened. I got this knowledge. So when the Lord initially the Lord has appeared to Brahma, in the nutshell there is a Chatushloki Bhagavata. So the Lord spoke briefly to Brahma, but now Brahma has explained in more detail to Narada Muni. But still, Brahma is saying, Sangrahoyam Vibhutinam. Oh Narada Muni, still I have explained to you, this is the accumulation of the vibhutis of the Lord. Sangrahoyam Vibhutinam, of the diverse potencies of the Lord. And Tvam Etad Vipuli Kuru, and your good self, that's what you need to do. Etad Vipuli Kuru, take the signs of Godhead and expand uh, further. Likewise, he is telling Narada Muni. So idam bhag, and also here Brahma addressed that one. Yenme bhagavatoditam. I received this knowledge from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now I am giving to you. You give it to the next generations. We expand further. So likewise, Brahma says, idam bhagavatam nama yenme bhagavatoditam sangrahoyam vibhutinam tvam etad vipuli kuru. Translation for this. O Narada, the science of God, Srimad Bhagavatam, was spoken to me in a summary by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it was spoken as the accumulation of his diverse potencies. Please expand this science yourself. And purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Usha Mataji to read the purport, please?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu Krishna. The Bhagavatam in a nutshell, spoken by the personality of Godhead in about half a dozen verses, which will appear ahead is the science of God, and it is the potent representation of the personality of Godhead. He being absolute is non-different from the science of God. Srimad Bhagavatam. Brahmaji received the science of Godhead from the Lord directly, and he handed over the same to Narada, who in his turn ordered Srila Vyasadeva to expand it. So the transcendental knowledge of the Supreme Lord is not mental speculation by the mundane wrangler, but is uncontaminated. It eternal, perfect knowledge beyond the jurisdiction of material modes. The Bhagavad Purana is therefore the direct incarnation of the Lord in the form of transcendental sound, and one should receive his transcendental knowledge from the bona fide representative of the Lord in the chain of disciplic succession from the Lord to Brahmaji, from Brahmaji to Narada, from Narada to Vyasdeva, from Vyasdeva to Sukadeva Goswami, from Sukadeva Goswami to Sutta Goswami. The ripened fruit of the Vedic tree dropped from one hand to another without being broken by falling suddenly from a high branch down to the earth. Therefore, unless one hears the signs of Godhead from the bona fide representative of the disciplic succession as above mentioned, for one to understand the theme of the science of Godhead will be difficult job. It should never be heard from the professional Bhagavatam reciters who earn their livelihood by gratifying the sense of the audience. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. And here Prabhupada mentions Bhagavatam in a nutshell. This is the Chatashloki Bhagavata, and before Lord speaks about the Chatashloki Bhagavata, Lord also summarizes. So this comes in the going forward in the ninth chapter of second canto. He mentions those Chatushloki Bhagavata. It is a very beautiful 4 verses, and here Prabhupada mentions half dozen. There are 6 verses, and before he says the Chatishloki Bhagavata, he mentions Jnanam Paramaguhyam me yad vijnan samanvitam sa rahasyam tadangam cha gruhana gaditam maya yavanaham yata bhavo yad rupa guna karmakaha tataiva tattva vijnanam astute madanugrahat. So this is the secret knowledge, very confidential knowledge. I'm going to give to you, O Brahma. You take this one, and by my mercy, you will digest all these things about me. Yadrupa guna karmakaha, my form, my qualities, my activities, everything. Yata bhavo, as it is. Tataiva tattva vijnanam, scientifically. Astute mad anugrahat, by my mercy. Likewise, Lord says to Brahma, and here in 6 verses, this is half dozen verses, which will appear ahead in the Saints of God. So that is, and also Prabhupada mentions, personality of Godhead, he is absolute, he is non-different from the Saints of God, Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the Srimad Bhagavatam is the incarnation of the Lord. Idam Bhagavatam Nam Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakar Bhagavan Rishihi Nishresaya Lokasdhanyam Swastaye Namahan. So this is the incarnation of the Lord, contains Uttama Shloka Charitam. And Brahmaji received this signs of God from the Lord directly and handed over to the Narada. And then, so this is just giving hand to hand, not just throwing like that. So knowledge of the Supreme Lord is not mental speculation by the mundane wranglers. It is uncontaminated. It never touched the ground, never contaminated. It is eternal, perfect knowledge beyond the jurisdiction of material modes. So this is the Bhagavata Purana is that therefore direct incarnation of the Lord in the form of transcendental sound. And it should be received from receive this transcendent knowledge from the bona fide representative of the Lord in the chain of disciplic succession from the Lord to Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, from Vyasadeva to Sukadeva Goswami, Sukadeva Goswami to Sudha Goswami. Very beautifully, everything is giving from whenever it comes to Sukadeva Goswami, the great authority, he has given elaborated Srimad Bhagavatam. तद्जितं ग्राहयामास सुसमात्मतां वरं सर्ववेद इतिहासानं saram saram samudritam. He received that very essence of all the Vedic scriptures. And when he was reciting, Sutta Goswami has heard तत्र तत्र कीर्तयतु विप्रश भूरि तेजसः अहं च अध्यगमं तत्र निविष्टः तदनुग्रहात् सोऽहं वा श्रावयिष्यामि यथादीतं यथामति. Whatever Sukadeva Goswami was speaking to Parikshit, I have heard very carefully, attentively. Nivishtaha tad anugrahat. So that is very attentively. And then Suta Goswami explained to Saunakadi sages. And here giving the analogy ripened fruit, Nigama kalpatarur ghalitam palam. And then that tree has got so many fruits, and the top fruit is the highest branch having very ripened fruit. And the other branches of the tree, what they are doing, they are taking that fruit and catching, bringing down from one branch to another, one branch to another. Tree drops from one hand to another without being broken by falling suddenly from a high branch down to the earth. So here branches are giving that one. That is Srimad Bhagavatam is the fruit. And our acharyas are taking that Srimad Bhagavatam, giving that one disciple to other disciple like that. Evam parampara praptam imam rajashaya viduhu sakale namahata yogo nashtaha parantapa. Like Krishna mentions that Bhagavad Gita knowledge from Vivaswan, it was given, and because it was lost, once again it is re-established. Bhagavatam, now we are receiving from Vyasadeva to from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Madhvacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Srila Prabhupada. So that way now we are relishing this Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, unless one hears the signs of Godhead from the bona fide representative of disciplic succession, as above mentioned, for one to understand the theme of signs of Godhead, it will be a very difficult job. If you are hearing from someone immediately they will sprout out like a mushrooms comes from whenever there is a thunder like that. There are some people comes out that I became a god, like that I have got the knowledge. So we cannot hear such from such kind of people immediately. We have to see this knowledge from the lineage, Guru Parampara. Otherwise, it would not have any value. One must be from the Sampradaya, established Sampradaya. Prabhupada mentions if we are not receiving from the Sampradaya, there is no potency within that. So it should never be heard from the professional Bhagavatam reciters who earn their livelihood by gratifying the senses of the audience. So this is the Avaishnava Mukha Buddhinam Potam Harikatamrutam Nashravanam Kartavyam. So one should not hear. What happens? This Potam Harikatamrutam. It is Sarpochistam Yatapayha. Otherwise, it will be just like the snake touching the nectar. It will become into poison again. So that is, one should not hear from the Avaishnava Mukha Udgirnam. We should not hear from who is not Vaishnava. Okay, likewise, Prabhupada is explaining here. So this is Brahma saying to Narada Muni, Idam Bhagavatam Nama Yenme Bhagvatoditam Sangrahoyam Vibhutinam Tvam Etad Vipuli Kuru. O Narada, you describe further, glorify further. Likewise, Brahma is saying to Narada Muni. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly move into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is a letter to Robert and Karen, April 19th, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request Jafna Kanya Mataji if available?
Hare Krishna. My dear Robert and Karen, please accept my blessings. I am very glad that you have come to our Vrindavan retreat and try to remain there for some days. Attend our classes and routine work, and I'm sure you will find the place very nice. The truth within this material world is relative. The absolute truth is outside the relative world. Just like when a child is born, he is relative. He's born by his father. Then you go on researching and you will find that the father is also born of his father and so on. In this way, if you go on searching out of the absolute truth, you will find him, the supreme person, not impersonal. Just like the child is a person, therefore the agent and the truth which begot the child is taken within any hesitation as a person. Therefore, the absolute truth cannot be impersonal. That is a fact. Impersonalism is only a solace for the frustrated. When we are frustrated by the relative personalism of the material world, we try to find out in material way the opposite number, just like a patient who is suffering in diseased condition tries to find out something opposite number. So this is a long course explanation, but actually impersonalism cannot give us the answer to our eternal search after peace. So far, we are convinced from the Vedic literatures God is a person, exactly like you and you are a person. I'm a person, but his personality is very great, full with six opulence, and none of the living entities, beginning from the highest like Lord Brahma down to the ant, nobody can be on the casual level with God. These things are all explained in our books, and I would request you to read these books, especially the recently published Ishopanishad. There are many impersonalists within our experience who renounce this world to merge into the impersonal existence, but being baffled, they come down again to the material world to find our engagement as altruism, philanthropist, communist, etc. So there is no stand on impersonalism, but there is steady stand in Bhakti cult, because in this cult God is there, the devotee is there, and the devotional service activities are there. And when they are joined together, that makes us able to stand on the absolute platform. The physical activities in Vrindavan are not material activities. Just like Arjuna in the beginning, he declined to fight, and Krishna apparently induced him to fight. But does it mean that Arjuna, after understanding Bhagavad Gita, became a violent fighter? Is that if that is the result of understanding Bhagavad Gita, then no gentleman would read it ever. Therefore, the real thing is that in Bhakti cult, the activities appear to be like those of the karmis, but actually they are all devotional service. In New Vrindavan, everyone is engaged in Krishna service. They have no interest in material activities, but they are always ready to act anything for Krishna's sake. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Any take points, Mataji?
Well, Prabhupada is saying that he's giving the analogy of how we came about. So we are related to each other in a sense that when you're born, you're related to your father, and he was related to his father, and so on. And so this is personal. It's not impersonal. And similarly, God is showing us the way that he's not anything else, and so he's showing us the pattern how relationship starts and continues. And so we must make sense of it. And how can we do that? Is read the Bhagavad Gita, read the scriptures. They will give us the understanding and confirm what Prabhupada is saying here. And what else is there? Yes, it's addressing personalism and impersonalism and how we should understand it. And is Brahma is mentioned that how he is given a role and he passes on the message to everybody, beginning of highest Lord Brahma down to the end. Yes, so the same sort of thing in the process of Guru Parampara, and it's like a Guru Parampara system, you pass down from the top to the bottom to the smallest living entity. And he said something about the things are all explained in our books, and I would request you to read this Yaisha Upanishad, which has been at that time just published. Yes, so he's saying there are many people who are taking these scriptures astray, but we have to read the books to give evidence what is the truth of the matter, and not run with the crowd and run with some ideas and think, oh yes, that person is God, and you know. And he mentioned about Arjuna's story, how Arjuna, you know, he wasn't willing to fight when Krishna tried to encourage him, but he took it on because Krishna is the Almighty, and he believed in him, and he actually surrendered and became a good disciple to Krishna, although they were friends before and they were in a family procession. But similar sort of paramparic system, in a way that you start from somewhere and then you continue, and you continue relating to somebody or something. And Krishna is created all that. That's what I gather from Prabhupada's letter. So we're all engaged in Krishna service, and we must continue and take note for Krishna's sake, it says here, not to give it up for any other sake but Krishna's. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely summarized this letter. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to add to this letter or share anything on this letter? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Yeah. And so everything is in person, so it is a varieties. And impersonalism. So like one more point, Prabhupada mentions that some people who are believing in this impersonalism, so because of his frustration within this material world, so he is taking pleasure in the impersonalism. Okay, so that's why there are different experiences. But actually, as we see that I'm a person, you are a person, we all come from different persons with a different varieties, and also everyone has different tastes. This is our material world, but we are in the perverted world. In the spiritual world, the similar kind of activities, everything but in a dovetailing with Krishna. They are not material, they are all transcendental. They are going on. They are very relishable. Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter that I can take one of the points apart from Jahanakanya Mataji's explanation. Okay, from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. Okay, that's all our upcoming events. And dear devotees, if you have got anything to share on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. And also today in the Bhaktivedanta manner, there is a Pitru Tarpanas and the Pindas offering and also Go Puja feeding to the cows. They're doing the puja for everyone for free. What you simply need to do.
What time, Prabhu? Do you know, Prabhu?
The times, I think until 4:30 they are going to do, I think. It is,
This morning till 4:30?
um, I think this is today is the last bit. Time until 4:30 p.m.
Okay.
Did not mention the
Okay.
beginning time, but until
Okay.
4:30 p.m.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so it is mentioned in the krishnatemple.com. So about the Sarva Pitru Amavasya Shraddha on 2nd October. So they do puja for us. There is no cost for this ceremony. If you just look at that one. But still, if you wanted to do some donations, there you can do it. And I'll feed the cows and everything else.
It's like 4:30, isn't it? It's 4:30.
Sorry, Mataji. Yes, 4:30 p.m.
Or 6 o'clock.
In the website, it is mentioned 4:30 p.m.
Yeah, because there was another way. I see there was 6 o'clock.
I do not know whether it is starting at 4:30 p.m. or after 4:30 p.m., but it is mentioned 4:30 p.m. So that is a kind of I do not have clarity on that one. Maybe Jaffna Mataji, maybe or devotees who are going to
Yeah, I said like 4:30 and 6 p.m. like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 4:30 to 6 p.m. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other updates you wanted to share, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
I just wanted to share one things with all the devotees know that on Sunday we have a love feast in the Haveli every Sunday. This Sunday at 11 o'clock in the love feast, one of very famous Kirtaniya coming from Kolkata. I personally know him. So if anyone interested, he will be singing here bhajan and kirtan 11 o'clock in Haveli. Haribol.
On Sunday, Prabhuji.
This coming Sunday, yes, Prabhu.
And starting from Prabhuji.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Like it's written 4:30 and 6 p.m. So I think there is two slot probably like that.
Right. Okay.
It didn't say like 4:30 to 6, but it said 4:30 and 6 p.m.
Right. Thank you so much, Mataji.
I'm according to my understanding, so I'm not sure what he said 4:30 and 6.
Yeah, maybe that is the period they might be doing the puja.
No, there's 2 slots, I think, to accommodate people.
Yeah. So like
And also it
4:30.
has to be booked in. It has to be booked in advance. Like
Yeah, registration.
so, if anybody plans to go, I mean, I think you have to book on the website and then go. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the updates. Okay, so that is from the updates. If devotees, if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां
Janam Pavani
पावनेभ्यो
Vaishnavi
नमो
Namo
नमः
Namaha.
अनन्तकोटि
Koti Vaishnavi Ki Jai.
भारती जय
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
conscious everyone. Jai Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shivaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda.
Jai Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shivaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda.
Jai Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shivaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.